Buenas tardes, señores televidentes de New York, México TV. Nos encontramos con el señor Nick Scochemaro. Es un famoso actor, productor y también un famoso artista. Vamos a hacerles unas preguntas sobre sus producciones que está haciendo en el momento y también sobre su historia de la actuación. Okay, Nick, it's a pleasure to have you in our show.
Thank you.
Okay, now we
Pleasure
would
to be
like
here.
to know a little bit history about your person as a person, and how did you grow up, and what inspired you to become the actor that you are now.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Nick Scochemaro. I was born in Manhattan, raised in the Bronx. I come from a broken family, so we had ups and downs. 9 years old when my mom and dad split up, and had a rough childhood. Always thinking of why is this happening to me, and why am I living this way? So I can now confess to this, is that I was suicidal. I often thought of taking my own life. And thank God I didn't, because I realized as I was growing older that God had a plan for me.
Yes. Indeed.
So what I did was, I was going through life, and then growing up, I would want to help people, but then I was trying to, protect myself, and it was like a back and forth struggle. Mm-hmm. So a very rough childhood. But I always find myself wanting to act out, always trying to be the center of attention. So being inspired also by my mother, and it's also, I forget her first name, but there's an actress on my mother's side, her half-sister is Calzada, I forget her first name. She's a spokesperson too in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Hearing that and hearing certain things about my family's life, I wanted to pursue.
To become someone much better, right?
Yeah, to be a better person.
Okay.
My father was abusive, my grandfather was abusive. A very abusive family. So I'm a New Yorker. I moved back to the East Coast, and I wanted to do it. So my sister-in-law's cousin was on The Sopranos, and I met my now partner, Artie Pasquale. He was on The Sopranos. Right. So me and him hit it off, and I asked him to be in one of my movies. And after getting to know him, he said he loved the script, and he said yes. So I have him as a partner. He's a producer and actor. And then I ran into my co-writer, Gary Gradell, right. And all three of us together, we revised the script for Morning on Charlotte Street, and it was a success,
Congratulations. I know that you actually wrote the movie, The Morning on Charlotte Street. So tell me a little bit what got you inspired towards writing this. I know that also TD, he's helping you with the cast for this movie, right?
JT has been, I met him again on the fundraiser with Artie Pasquale, right. and we hit it off. I think it's now 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. I'm bad with my memory. All right, well, Morning on Charlotte Street. My whole life growing up, going to weddings and funerals and birthday parties, I seen a lot of people that were involved in 1954. So I would pull them aside, uncles, aunts, and said, tell me about Uncle Nicky, because I was named after him, and they would tell me everything they knew about my Uncle Nicky, and everyone had the same story. So usually, there's always one person a little bit exaggerates. There was no exaggeration. Everyone was really on track. So every time I heard of it, I said, this would be a great movie. Yeah. And it's a true story, and it's about the old times in the Bronx in the 1950s. So I decided to pick everybody's brain and get all the information, and I wrote the script. Now, the funny thing is, I had to wait 10 years.
But I see that it's a very great film. It has 2 awards, right?
It actually has 7 awards. 7. It has about 10 acceptances into film festivals, and 7 awards, and it always won top in its class. Right. It's only an 18-minute short.
Right.
And
you're planning on making this longer, right? With
yes. We are working diligently on raising the money to make this into a 90-minute movie.
Now, tell us a little bit more about your fundraising parties, events. Where will they be held? Right.
The main thing is that we have to get the word out. Now, the main fundraiser we're having is not just for Morning on Charlotte Street, but we're having it for a movie I'm doing now called Second Chances. Right. Second Chances was inspired by my desire to, like I said, I was suicidal.
Right.
I thought about it many times. This is the poster that we just had made up. Is there a glare? Can you see that?
Yes, I think it's fine.
Great. And This movie is about three families that go through the days that we're living in now, trials and tribulations, and each one of them, they want to commit suicide. And with the help of God, see, I'm a born-again Christian. I'm a living, fearful of God and loving of God. He's given me everything I ever desired and everything I ever wanted. So I decided to tell my story about three families that are going through this, and through the help of God, they find out that life is precious, and they don't kill themselves.
Wow, very inspiring also.
Yeah, thank you.
And do you know the release date for the movie yet?
No, again, we're working on the trailer. Next week is the last part of the shoot for the trailer, so hopefully within the month it'll be on the website, which is secondchances.com. And my personal company is the rightpathproductions.com. And you can see
rightpathproductions.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay on the right path, be on the right path.
Yes.
And, so. And that's two projects, and now also Morning on Charlotte Street. Sorry, I really want to do so much with this story. I could see this as a musical. I could see this as a play. I could see this everything with this story. So I actually I retained a great director and actress, Anita Clay, to do the showcase. So in Manhattan, by next September, we're going to do, I would say, 13 shows or whatever we're allowed to do, because there's rules. We're going to do as many, I think it's 13 shows for the showcase for Morning on Charlotte Street. And the script has been rewritten, not rewritten, but improvised for play. And that's the other project that I'm working on.
Okay, I know that you also have a Christian reality show. It actually helps Christians.
Yeah, what we're doing is, through my church, we have 20, 30 men that are and women that are eager to go out and help people. And with this disaster, and even before the disaster, we would like to find families that need help. I mean, mow your lawn, fix your roof, paint your house, whatever it is that we can do to show love and kindness. That's what we're going to be doing. So I'm putting together 8 to 12 episodes. It's like that house show where they build a house, but we're not going to be building houses. But whatever they need, just helping, just showing love, and maybe bringing some food or bringing clothing, whatever they might need, or just go get furniture and bring them in, because something is better than nothing.
So do you have a specific area that you're going to go to?
Well, right now, Sandy Hook is the place that people are in need. I mean, my own father-in-law, his house was demolished, and we have 3 or 4 friends whose houses were demolished, and it's pretty sad what they're going through, and we're doing whatever we can to help them out. But again, the reality show is in progress. We're getting the names of the families that we can help, getting the dates so we can all give up our time and be happy to go down there and help.
Right.
Camera,
I see that your productions, they actually have a message to send through every
Absolutely.
viewer, no?
Absolutely. Like I said,
a message of light.
Well, I suffered a lot in my youth, and luckily I never succumbed to a tragedy as losing my life. So what I want to do is, my goal, honestly, my goal totally is to do Christian testimonies. I have people at my church that tell me their story, where they used to be of the world like I was, had money, power, cars, women, men, whatever they wanted, and they gave it all up to serve God, and they haven't lost their lifestyle. They still do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, live their life, but it's all for helping people. So every time I tell this to a Christian family, they beg me to do more Christian movies, because they don't want to go see the violence and the car chases and the sex and the drugs. They want to see stories that are going to change some lives, and that they can use these stories to help other people who are non-believers. So that's really my goal. I mean, I like doing the true stories and all the exciting stuff, because as an actor, where else can you be a skydiver and a cop at the same time? You could do certain things and pretend, But again, with the helping people, every year for the last 4 years, I've been going to Africa, missions trips to help refugees and help. There's certain tribes out there, gypsies and wandering, living in the woods, and we were helping them, feed them. I can't say really names. I've been there five times in the last 4 years.
4 years.
And I really don't want to say where exactly, because they're afraid of their lives right now. There's been bombings. We actually had to pretty exciting. We had to, on our day off, we couldn't go to where we were going to go because there were bombings, so we had to stay in the city. Yeah. And then the first time I went to Quito, South America, and the day that we went there, the volcano blew up.
Well, where?
Quito.
Quito, right, Ecuador.
Ecuador. And I was in the hotel right next to the volcano, but on the other side.
Wow.
So it all went one way, and we would have been all killed because everyone in that
surprising.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank God, you know, God had a plan. So every mission trip we went on, we actually had some kind of disaster, but you know, we lived through it. You know, I was around Al Qaeda for 4 years in Africa, right 5 minutes walking distance. They were watching us feed the people, and they didn't harm us.
So usually when you go to Africa, for how long do you stay there in Africa?
1 week. 1
week.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you provide the people? How do you help them? You give them.
Yeah. Well, actually, Convoy of Hope. They actually fly in crates and crates of food, and for 2 or 3 days we actually, and there's pictures on my website. We bag the food, and then we have to house it, and then the next day we take all that food and bring it to the site, and then we set up the tents. There's pictures of us. There's big circus tents we put up, and then we have the people come in. We feed them for the day. We share the gospel. And then give them the 1 or 2 bags of food and clothing and manicures and for the women, because the Berber women, they're not used to being treated like people. So what we do is that day that we're there, we treat them like they're human beings.
Yes, exactly.
Because unfortunately their culture, the women are not.
They're still discriminated.
Very much so. They're nothing. They're really treated poorly. So for that day, we treat them with love and kindness, and we help, and they love it. And they actually, I've been going in, like I said, 4 or 5 times, and they know us. I was walking on the beach one day, and they were there, and they were like ran up to us and waved and said hello. And,
very nice.
And that's not, you know, okay in that country to do that. We were in North Africa, in Malia.
Wow.
And but Convoy of Hope, because it's food.
Right. We see that you really have a really warm heart, and we appreciate this. You know, as human beings, I think it's very good for us to help other people that are in need, and especially for you going to Africa with your group, it shows a lot of what you are.
No, I got a lot of paying back to do. Yeah, I tried to do my best, you know. Thank you.
Yes, you are. We actually appreciate that for you to give us this opportunity to make you an interview. We would really like to follow you.
No, I appreciate it.
And go to your release parties and see what else are you bringing to the table, and also to see the different inspiring movies that you make. We will keep in touch with you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nicky Scochemaro.
All right. Bye bye.
Muchas gracias, señores televidentes. Esta fue la entrevista con el señor Nick, un famoso actor. Desde New York, México TV, le saluda Cruz Calla.